For today's cup of coffee, we may be witnessing a murder. I am joking. It's like I was trying to get the backdrop angle because for whatever reason that tripod is very stiff. And so I had finally gotten it how I wanted it. Then Kid goes, "Oh no, you do this," and moves it everywhere.
She's like, "There's no way to get it to go up and down." And I'm like, "Yes, there is."
But it's like, it was after I had already gotten it approximately close to what I wanted. He has been in such an Aries mood tonight that it's not even. And I'm like, "You want to argue?" And he wants to argue about him arguing.
Yes, because it's not me arguing.
Oh.
You're the one that's like...
And he's eating fries, so...
I eat the best fries in the world.
Invader Zim.
These are good fries, though.
Other than contemplating homicide. So... what can I say? There's actually another name for that, but I don't know what it is. So he's not an infant, so I'm not sure how it goes after that. We watched Shaun of the Dead today again, and that is
23rd abortion.
That is such a fun, movie. If you haven't seen it, I do urge you to see it.
It is so fun. I have the little...
We love British humor. We do. We enjoy it greatly. Now,
I love those TikToks that's going around. That's like... And I don't even know if they're going around anymore, but they were so funny. It was just these innocent little, tourists being like, "Why does the UK have this or this or this?" And these people are like, "Well, at least we can go to school without being shot and killed in it."
Yes, but as far as they have...
At least
now,
I don't have to worry about getting shot.
Let's face it.
While I am doing my mathematics.
No, weren't they the ones that were considering banning spoons or kitchen knives or something like that?
I've never heard of that.
Yes. Go look it up. Because... if somebody is determined to hurt somebody, they will find a way. I mean, rocks have been used for thousands of years, so have sticks. Anything can be made. Hey, we have lots of experience working with people that are incarcerated. You'd be amazed how innovative people can be as far as hurting other people. Yeah.
So. Well, at least.
But anyhow, the Shaun of the Dead thing inspired us for today's cup of coffee, which is about zombies. Now, we've gone as far as the academic, how the zombies came into being, which was from Haiti and different things like that. But we're talking about the genre that Romero started.
Yeah. The thing is, you're not a zombie person.
I am not. I don't know why. It's just not it was never my deal. Mine was more vampires.
Vampires, werewolves.
Yeah. And I do a lot of sci-fi type stuff too. I do.
In technicality, zombies can be in sci-fi.
Well, maybe. I guess they could be. But, so we're going to take some of the characteristics of zombies. And I understand about suspension of belief. I do.
Because, back to the sci-fi zombies. Half-Life.
Yeah.
The zombies with the head crabs on their heads. That's why they're called head crabs. And they,
yeah,
control them.
And I'll tell you something. You've got some of the scariest monsters in the sci-fi genre than you do. Horror genre, unfortunately, has gone to, just slasher, which is sad. But now, with some of the sci-fi stuff...
Slasher or psychological.
It has gotten... there's some scary shit on that.
Mm-hmm. Sci-fi horror.
Well, yeah, a lot of that goes in there together. I was trying to think, was it Event Horizon? That was mind-blowing. There's been quite a few of them that I have really enjoyed. But back to the zombies.
I don't know that I've ever watched that. So
it's pretty cool. You need to watch it sometime. And, of course, Alien. Yeah. That's
See, the design
scary shit.
The design of Alien doesn't scare me because it's H.R. Geiger. And his shit doesn't scare me.
His stuff is unnerving. His artwork is very disturbing.
I don't find it unnerving. I just find it fascinating.
He's got this.
I find it incredible.
Really cyborg element, transhumanist.
It's cyborg mixed with
element.
Organic.
Well, that's transhumanism. Cyborg is mixed with organic because it's half human, half something robot.
I meant like robot mixed with organic.
Right,
so like,
right.
It is very much cyborg.
But it's also got this interesting visceral quality to it that if you look at it for so long, it's like you have a physical reaction.
There's this one painting, and it reminded I can't remember the name of the video game, but it reminded me exactly of the villain in that one video game, and I cannot for the life of me remember the name of it.
Well, maybe you'll...
It's something Shock.
Was it Future Shock?
No.
Okay, I don't know.
It's not BioShock.
Since I'm not a gaming person, I don't know. Oh my God. Maybe it'll come to you here in a moment.
Maybe.
But anyhow, Romero started this, and even as far as looking for a zombie canon, not the kind you fire, but like, the...
System Shock.
System Shock, okay.
Yeah.
But there is no zombie canon per se.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't literary, it was film.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's been books and stuff written afterwards, but Romero, he is the main one. So zombies are animated corpses.
Yes.
Okay. And another characteristic, they have a tendency to be slow. Now, we're talking about the original movies, not these recent movies where they decided to put them on meth.
They didn't put them on meth. They just gave them speed.
That's on meth.
Give them a shot of speed. Give them a Red Bull or two.
So, if they're slow, it looks like somebody could outrun them at a certain point.
It's literally like, that scene from Austin Powers where, like, what are those, it's a type of construction, but it's literally a giant wheel.
Yes.
And it flattens things. And he's literally just standing there.
Steamroller.
Like, I don't know how many feet, but it's a good distance. And it's like, ah, and it's just slowly creeping towards him. Ah.
Right. And again, the suspension of belief only goes so far with me on the zombie flicks. Steamrollers. That would be a great way to take out quite a few of them. So if you know people that are in construction, how about a tank?
Just put some barbed wire around it, chicken wire.
All right, they have no discernible rational thought. But it makes you question if some of these people that are supposed to be fighting against them, if they have discernible rational thought.
If they get caught, that's just their fuck up. They're stupid.
I mean, if it's that slow,
or
and if it can't think, and maybe it is a matter of panic. These are the things that annoy me about some of these movies.
Rational thought goes out the window when you are in total panic mode.
Yes, but still yet. All right, guided by hunger is the zombies. That seems to be the thing. And that wasn't really even in the first movie. It was the second or third movie when they started the brains thing.
There was no second movie. It was Return of the Living Dead, which was like...
Night of the Walking Dead. Or is
Night of the Living Dead, and someone else did a whole nother thing called Return of the Living Dead.
I thought Romero did a second zombie movie.
Not to my knowledge.
I think he did. Anyhow.
Return of the Living Dead is where they got the brains thing.
Okay, so it was 2 or 3 spin-offs, and that was the brains.
Yeah.
All right.
And that just caught on.
Eating the peoples. And in some of the other ones, it's just eating the peoples. And
Why
it's
do you
like...
eat people?
They're dead.
Brains. Why do you eat brains?
They're dead.
The pain.
They can't digest.
The pain of being dead.
They can't digest. At a certain point, you can only... If it's not going to go anywhere, they would have to top off at a certain point where they couldn't put anything else in there.
Them. What it was in Return of the Living Dead, eating the brains for some reason, like, helped subside the pain of being dead. What that meant was they could literally feel themselves rot.
But that goes back.
And they knew that they were an abomination, but they had no way.
That
so
goes,
it was just brains.
But if they knew this, they could.
Mama, it's not that deep. Don't look too into it.
This is how my brain works, because I'm like, that makes no sense. If they
it's
knew
not that deep. It's called suspension of belief.
I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay, they have limited mobility. So, you know, again, with the steamroller or
they could be missing,
any of these
they could
things.
literally have both arms off, both legs off. They could be a complete quadriplegic and still, like, worm their way.
Well, now, how threatening could that be?
It's not. You just walk up to it and curb stomp the motherfucker.
Unless you put your foot in their mouth or something.
Yeah.
And that's primarily one of the ways that they, that it's transmissible is through
the
bites, yes.
It's the bite.
So anyhow,
the bite of 87.
They're clumsy. You could clotheslines a bunch of them. Just one person's stand on one side of the street and the other one put a clothesline. Take out a whole line of them. Why not? Just knock them down like dominoes. It's harder for them to
flagpole onto your car.
Sure, it's hard for them to get back up, so why not? Why not just, flame the whole bunch while they're down? This is why I want a flamethrower. Another reason I want a flamethrower. If anybody asks, it's to burn brush. Okay. You're supposed to kill them by destroying the brain.
Yeah. Either damaging the decapitation or damaging the brain, meaning blunt force trauma, or just
right.
Whack.
But it's like, all right, let's think of the things: baseball bat, machete, harpoon. That would be good. There's a lot of things that you could do, and it's like some of these people will pick up the most stupid objects in this movie. If you're going to do it to where it can be feasible.
He had a cricket thing.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead had a cricket bat, which was brilliant.
That's a good weapon.
He went ninja on these people. It was cool. And okay, decapitation just renders the body immobile. It doesn't kill them. It just the body can't. I don't know. Some of them I have seen where the body was still trying to move. And the eyes were still blinking and all that stuff.
Yeah, I've seen these movies too, but I'm like...
So...
The body can't move unless there are neurons being transmitted through the brain.
They're dead! There's nothing being transmitted anywhere. Anyhow.
Suspension of belief!
I can't do it. And it's just like the one today where the one had fallen on whatever pole it was and then had hoisted itself off of the pipe. And that you could see through it. And I'm sitting there going, that couldn't possibly happen because now you've taken out part of the spine. So it would have just folded in half. This is how my brain... This is why I stay at the house. This is why I stay out of
arguments
theaters.
in my brain that I'm going to get in trouble for. So it's best that they just stay in there.
Okay, and it's not sure how they detect victims. Is it by sight? Is it by sound? Is it by smell? Is it some kind of infrared thing?
How would they have infrared?
Well, hell, if they're up walking around.
Now, unless you're talking about like the fucking ones that are part robot, but like now that's just fucked up. No. I don't want to hear that.
You're talking about suspension of belief. Well, hell, let's suspend it all the way and say that they detect infrared.
Infrared means there has to be some sort of technological part in it, of which there are not.
Well, all right, like snakes.
They go by smell, sight, or hearing. They can't really go by sight all that well because they are basically mostly blind.
They're dead. All right, now snakes, and they taste the air, but it's also as far as heat sense.
That's not infrared.
So.
That's not infrared.
Different insects and stuff, they see color differently.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? Like I said, if you're suspending belief, why not? They have a tendency to be relentless.
Yeah, once they're set on target, they will literally stop at nothing
until
like some sort of thing intervenes, like
chainsaw.
Another death.
Chainsaw.
Death upon death.
That's another thing. And then they are just flat out stupid.
Some of them are, yeah. Now, if you're talking about like 28 days later, no, those things are fucking smart.
But that was later on. Like I said, we're going with the original zombie. The other ones were just diseased and mutated.
Yeah.
Sound familiar?
Nobody's mutated!
We'll save that for another cup.
Oh.
But anyhow. But some of these, you're like, how is it? And why is it some of these people, when they know the zombies are outside and they're doing nothing, Molotov cocktails would take out quite a few of them.
I mean,
why is it they'll stand in front of a... Why would these potential victims stand in front of a window?
Panic. Overrides the ass.
My question is, which one is more stupid? The zombies or the ones that's running from them?
Both. That's what. The only way that you're going to get killed in a fucking zombie apocalypse is if you are like completely unaware and stupid. If you do not know your ass from a hole in the ground and you do not understand how to use the surroundings around you.
And one of the questions
surroundings around you. That's redundant as fuck.
It's all right. One of the questions I had is, why not just get somewhere and wait it out?
Because they are relentless as fuck, and eventually you don't know how much time you have.
Yes, I do. Because I went.
Do you?
I did. I went here on a website, and we're going to tell you about this website. It's most interesting. I'm going to save that for the last. The stages of human decomposition.
But the thing about let me start before you start. The thing is, we don't know if whatever chemical like brings them to life or whatever. It could be like an embalming thing where it slows down the process of decay.
No, in the movies you actually see them start to decay, and even that movie that you referenced, you said that it was the point of them eating the brains because that they could feel themselves decay. So,
yes, but if you're going on to zombie lore, other movies have built on to zombie lore.
You argued me down, and it was like point counterpoint. Anyhow,
I will fight. I know more about this.
When I started reading on this website, and I even hollered at Kid, and I'm like, I don't understand this, because it goes on, human decomposition is a natural process involving the breakdown of tissues after death, and while the rate of human decomposition varies due to several factors, including weather, temperature, moisture, pH, and oxygen levels, cause of death, and body position, all human bodies follow the same 4 stages of human decomposition. Then they had that paragraph, and then they had this big part that says, if you're in need of immediate assistance, call 24/7, 365. And I'm like, what the hell?
This is a fucking cleanup crew.
It is. So they do have, what are the 4 stages of human decomposition? It says, according to Dr. Arpad, well, it's Arpad Vass, a senior staff scientist at Oak Ridge National Laboratory and adjunct associate professor at the University of Tennessee in forensic anthropology. Human decomposition begins around 4 minutes after a person dies and follows 4 stages, which is autolysis, bloat, active decay, and skeletonization. And I bet you that's from the corpse farm.
Yeah.
You totally missed that, didn't you? You were distracted.
No, the corpse farm, yeah.
Because it's there at
I mean, that's why corpse farms are a thing, to study human decomposition.
I know, but he's zoned out, folks, and he's trying to recover because he's zoned out on
I'm sorry, Halo's in here, and he's got cold, wet nose, and he's rubbing it on me.
Anyhow, stage 1 Autolysis, the first stage of human decomposition, is called autolysis or self-digestion and begins immediately after death. As soon as blood circulation and respiration stop, the body has no way of getting oxygen or removing waste. Excess carbon dioxide causes an acidic environment, causing membranes in cells to rupture. The membranes release enzymes that begin eating the cells from the inside out. Rigor mortis causes muscle stiffening. Small blisters appear with nutrient-rich fluid begin appearing on internal organs and skin's surface. The body will appear to have a sheen due to ruptured blisters, and the skin's top layer will begin to loosen.
Yes.
And you'd be amazed, seriously, how quickly this stuff starts to happen.
I mean, it happened with... I was watching the videos on autopsies, because, like...
We do things like that.
If I want to get into mortician type of shit, I would like to know this ahead of time. Within hours of them getting the body out of the freezer, it started.
Yeah.
Luckily, they were already starting they were about to start the dissection and then the embalming, but still.
Stage 2, bloat. Leaked enzymes from the first stage began producing many gases. The sulfur-containing compounds that the bacteria release also cause skin discoloration. Due to the gases, the human body can double in size. In addition, insect activity can be present. I was hoping I had misread that, but I didn't. The microorganisms and bacteria produce extremely unpleasant odors called putrefaction. These odors often alert others that a person has died and can linger long after the body has been removed. Okay, if you've got a bloated zombie, why not poke it with a stick?
Well, that's why you got to.
It's going to explode.
You stay away from those because they can explode, which can get, into your eyes, nose, mouth, ears, whatever.
Get a hazmat suit and go out with a sharp stick.
Do you know how hard it is to run in a hazmat suit?
I don't know. Anyhow, stage 3.
That'd be like the fucking minions running around.
Stage 3, active decay. Fluids released through orifices indicate the beginning of active decay. Organs, muscles, and skin become liquefied. When all of the body's soft tissue decomposes, hair, bones, cartilage, and other byproducts of decay remain. The cadaver loses the most mass during this stage. All right, and then you got stage 4, which is skeletonization. And then because the skeleton has a decomposition rate based on the loss of organic collagen and inorganic components, there is no set time frame when skeletonization occurs. And with the body decomposition timeline, all right, 24 to 72 hours after death, the internal organs decompose. 3 to 5 days after death, the body starts to bloat and blood-containing foam leaks from the mouth and nose. 8 to 10 days after death, the body turns from green to red as blood decomposes and the organs in the abdomen accumulate gas. Several weeks after death, nails and teeth fall out, and then 1 month after death, the body starts to liquefy. So, if you could hold up for a month, these zombies, they just going to dissolve.
Well, what about the people who turn into zombies? Because remember, it's contagious.
Well, you've got a time. Well, I understand that you're going to have a gap on some of that stuff. So, but they have a tendency to cluster. They do.
Mm-hmm.
And it says that how can the stages of human decomposition affect the site of an unattended or traumatic death? I didn't think about these things. I really didn't. An unattended death and the accompanying bacteria, mold, and insect infestation can cause damage to a building structure and personal belongings. After a body is properly removed, a professional trauma and crime scene cleanup company should always be called to clean and disinfect the site. And while an unattended death could lead to exposure to dangerous bloodborne pathogens, decomposition itself is a perfectly natural process.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what happens if some of these zombies had like Hep C or something?
Don't touch them.
I mean, you've got to think about this.
Hazmat suit to clean it up.
That's one of the things they don't usually, include is oozing.
Do we want to get into the theory of of why zombies are zombies, like the Walking Dead? It can be some sort of. Most of the time, it is due to some chemical. In Shaun of the Dead, it was because of monkeys.
Yeah.
Monkeys having some sort of thing.
Absolutely, they did say that. And
the monkeys are going to be the start of the thing.
And I'm like, oh shit!
I'm ready,
really
man.
Said that.
I'm ready, man.
Now the first one. If you've been paying attention to the headlines lately, that was an oh shit totally moment for me. I'm like, oh. But Romero never said how they came to be. They just were.
Yeah.
And, there's been other ones that it was a matter of some kind of pathogen, which I have always thought was some kind of soft disclosure.
That was the start of, that was in Return of the Living Dead. You found out why the zombies came to life, and it was because some sort of radioactive chemical or whatever.
Right. And that reminds me of the Illuminati cards. I did look those up, and because it was a limited edition, they've been out. It's thousands.
Yeah.
They are thousands now. So, going back to this company that is Aftermath, and I will include the link for them, but I am not advertising for them. But if they would like to sponsor this channel, that would be fabulous. Specialist in trauma cleaning and biohazard removal. And I wasn't looking for that. I was simply had just typed in stages of human decomposition. Some of the things that these people do. And God love them, and other companies that do this because it is needed. They do things like unattended death cleanup, crime scene cleanup, homicide and suicide cleanup, infectious disease and superbug decontamination, blood cleanup, biohazard cleanup and disinfection, hoarding cleanup services, and decomposition, odor removal, and death cleanup services. And they had other things.
Loves it.
Yeah. So, zombies, do you really think that you could defeat them?
Yeah.
I would hope so. Flamethrower. This is why I need a flamethrower. But honestly,
all it does is set them ablaze, so you got a running ball of fire.
Well, it's like that stuff burns. I mean, you can burn bodies.
Bodies don't completely turn into ash until it has to be like a certain temperature, but even then.
Let's look at this. In order to move, you have to have muscles, you have to have tendons, all that stuff. That's what causes the skeleton to move. So if you invest in a giant hog farm. Yes, I said it.
There have been movies.
Oh yeah.
With like the animals get infected too.
Zombie pigs?
Zombie animals.
Is it really the zombie pigs?
Can be anything.
Okay.
I don't know about bugs. I mean, there is a bug that does like turn other bugs into zombies. Well, snails.
That was those ants. Wasn't that what it was? One type of ant that they would lay their larvae in other.
It was something.
Other insects, and that it really did cause them to become zombies and to do the wheel and bidding of the other insect.
Yeah.
So in other words, they were the ant overlords. Now the mystery is solved.
Zombie cats.
Yeah, really. So anyhow, interesting things with zombies and why movies like that annoy me. Because I'm going, that's not feasible. They have no spine now. They can't move. And some of it is like the Black Knight. 'Tis but a flesh wound.
Dear God.
But enjoy the movie. Do not overthink it. Do not overthink it. But it's like
fun to watch.
I was grateful when the one guy that was an asshole that was sort of a Harry Potter-esque looking dude that the zombies ate him.
Yeah, they ripped him to shreds, and I'm glad.
They did. Glad. And his girlfriend had one of his legs had come off, and so she was beating the zombies with his leg.
I hated that she died, but
Yeah, well.
I hated that the mama died, but of course, what was like. She was dumb.
She didn't want to tell anybody that she had been bitten because she didn't want to bother them.
The
it's a good movie. Them. It is a good movie. It's a fun movie. So, Shaun of the Dead. Yeah, go watch that. Have some fun with that. Mm-hmm. Even if it is totally. See, that's why I like the sci-fi, because honestly, the stuff you're like, that could probably happen. People have put more thought into those. They honestly have. Have you got anything else to add?
No. It's fun.
He's done.
It's fun.
He's just done.
It's fun to imagine what if. What if?
See, that's what I'm saying. The what if. It's
I would be blasting Queen because I'm having a good time and just fucking going at them.
I want to have a game plan, because that's, maybe I am a little on the spectrum. Is that what you're telling me?
A little. Go get tested.
Oh God.
Go get diagnosed.
If you've had experiences with the paranormal, supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, plans for the zombie apocalypse, if you have local, regional, or family myths or legends, send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. And the link for the cleanup crew and our email address will be available there in the description box. Know that you're loved. You're not stupid. You can outsmart a zombie. You can live. We believe in you.
You're not stupid. You're just a freak.
We're freaks, but anyhow, we mean that as a compliment. We really do.
Yeah. It was a Zim reference. You're not a freak. Just reversed. You're not a freak. You're just stupid.
Your spiel. We're waiting on you.
Y'all know the drill.
If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all. Have a good. Don't eat the brains.
No, really don't. They'll cause you to have mad people disease. We'll see you on the next cut. Bye.
Bye.